What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are back with another episode of 90 Day Fiance. Listen, Powell is blaming Russ for Juan's bad behavior. Molly feels that Luis has changed, and Annie is done listening to David talk. This episode is all about the blame game, but be sure to stick around because we got the latest and greatest in news and gossip. This is 90 Day Fiance. Happily ever after. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. Okay. Just switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good song.
We got all down. I mean, the episode was all about the blame game.
It was.
How can we not give Let Us See Some Love?
Right.
I blame you. I blame you. Listen. Okay, so who do you guys blame? I mean, just pick a couple that you would place the blame to.
Luis.
Oh, Luis.
And Molly, yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
blame Luis all day long.
Asin?
Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh,
I can't
girl.
wait to talk about Asin. I mean, I think
get
we'll
into
get to see him next week, but we'll get into news and gossip later. Let's go ahead and break down our couple. So first up, we see Powell and Russ, who were just coming off of last week when they had this heated argument with Juan there. It's unfortunate that she is in the position that she is, where she has to choose between her quote-unquote best friend and her husband. But how did you guys feel about her behavior, or how kind of the night progressed?
I kind of understood where she was coming from because he did kind of start it. Like, if he had not gone up to Juan and, like, pretty much threatened him, like, hey, we're not doing this today, I'm just warning you right now, then there wouldn't have been a problem. That's why Juan flicked him off, which really, from there, it just spiraled out of control.
Yeah, for sure.
So
He definitely sparked it,
Yeah, he just kind of picked a fight.
Yeah.
And I felt, I mean, because we did talk a little bit about that part last week, just maybe that comment wasn't necessary. I saw it as, like, this whole man thing, kind of asserting myself, where he wanted to be like nice nasty, but it just came off, I guess, way more nasty than nice, and it really like ruined the evening.
Right. The only problem I had was I just didn't want her to keep saying to her husband Russ, you messed up, you started it in front of Juan. That's something you pull him to the side and say, come on, like, you know you were wrong. But when she kept going on in front of Juan, it was just kind of lighting a fire under Juan. And he's just like, oh, yeah, now I can really go at him, you know?
But I thought it was also interesting of how Juan was like, you always yell at her and like defending her. And then you guys, I heard this. I don't know if I'm hearing things, but I heard Russ tell Powell to shut up.
I don't know.
You guys didn't hear that?
I don't.
I believe you. I want to believe you.
If you say
Fans,
it,
if you heard it.
I don't see those
Please.
words coming out of his mouth.
I mean, I do feel that we know that Russ is like this super respectable husband,
Is he,
stand-up
though?
guy. I think he is. Y'all know I love
But
me
you
some
guys
Russ.
don't know until you actually get to know the couple personally. Like, you don't know. People can put on fronts
This
too.
is true, but from what I can tell, and my spirit is leading me in the direction of believing in Russ, because I like him. But you know, it got really explosive. We saw Powell act as if she was gonna leave, and then Juan ended up leaving first, and then she's going back and forth with Russ, feeling like he's to blame. Is he to blame? Was it his fault? I know you guys feel that he shouldn't have made the comment, but is that the reason? Like, even if he didn't make the comment, do you think it would have gotten to the same place?
I think, okay, actually, Juan would have done something, but maybe he wouldn't have flicked him off. Juan probably would have just said something, slick at the mouth, and they would have been back and forth for a little bit, but I don't think it would have exploded the way it did.
Yeah.
Do I think that that's a good reason for Juan to go off? No, I do not.
Okay.
Someone just warning you. You can literally, I don't think he should have said it. Russ should have said it, but I don't think Juan should have took that and ran with it.
Yeah, he snapped.
You could have let that slide if you're really there for your friend,
And but I also think that it wasn't okay of Russ to be like, it's either me or Juan. Like, you're married to her.
I mean,
this is a friend, and you know that the history between them too. So why are you like making her choose?
But too, though, I mean, Juan does not respect their union. He doesn't respect their marriage, and he doesn't respect Russ. So he's also like contributing to putting her in a place where she is going to have to choose between the two ultimately, because they cannot get along. I really wanted to see them fight. Is it just me? I was a little disappointed that
Russ didn't really want to
bows
fight.
were thrown. Yeah, he didn't. He tried to buck up and then buck back.
He could have got loose. He really could have got loose.
I mean, I was looking forward to that. I still am. I'm going to hold that for predictions because we did see a little bit of a preview.
Yeah,
So we'll come back to that. But let's move on. Next up, we saw Anfisa and George.
Ugh.
I mean, George is exhibiting the same bad behavior she continues to talk about. So this week, she talked a little bit about like going through his phone and seeing the text messages.
Right.
First of all... Yeah, that's a flag on the play. I mean, I had to like change my mindset because I do feel if I'm married or if we have a title or a label, then okay, maybe I can understand you having passwords or something like that. But I mean, if you're going through somebody's phone looking for something, you have no choice but to find something that you may not want to see.
True.
And at least it wasn't anything like sexting. It was just like Ramon. I guess.
Ramon is messy. Can we talk about Ramon?
We'll get to him, but so before we talk about Ramon, I do want to talk about just Anfisa, how, you know, she talked about how she was happy that they were back together and it felt so good to not be alone. And I just felt like that's a horrible reason
to stay with someone.
Yes.
And you're just going to have a bad relationship out of that if you're both codependent on each other and you're just staying together for that. And I think she does not trust him.
She does.
And there's zero trust. And I think he's lied to her in the past.
He has.
He's a liar.
He's still lying.
Yes, he'll lie to her face, like
He
even
lied
if
to
there's
us.
proof.
He did. Okay, so
We're offended.
before we go into his lies, so Anfisa does confront him just on the Ramon thing and hey, you're hanging out with your friends. I want to meet your friends. Make sure you have good people. I appreciated that. I didn't feel anything was wrong with her kind of asserting herself in that way. So they go to wherever the place was. And
Some burger
Ramon
joint.
is so surprised. His reactions
was
are
funny.
priceless. He's like trying to do the eyes to George,
Right.
like, what is she doing here?
Look, Anfisa looking at the menu. He over here. Like, dude, calm down. But yeah, it was a great surprise.
Yeah.
And I got
Sorry.
No, I got to give it to her too because she's only 22 and she was like, you know, and where I'm from, we have this saying like, "Show me who your friends are, I'll show you who you are."
Yeah.
And that was like really mature of her to be like, I mean, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Super
that young.
duper mature. I feel like she spends the most of the time in her relationship like being a parent to him in a lot of ways. I mean, she's driving to the dinner and she's like, do y'all talk about me? Like, what am I walking into? So I don't know. I mean, Ramon, you do feel like he's messy, but here's my thing with him. He's friends to George.
Yeah.
So it's natural for him to take George's side. It's natural for him to try to make George look good. What gave you like the messy tea?
The looks that he was giving and how he was beefing George up, knowing George is not all that.
Exactly.
Like, come on. He basically was saying that George is a saint, and Anfisa said, "I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you can tell me what you believe, but I believe otherwise."
I said, you better not believe it, girl, because we know that's not the truth.
And then how he was mentioning the studio, he's like, "Yeah, my wife doesn't like coming to the studio."
Right. And she wanted more.
What are you guys
information.
doing in the studio?
What? What y'all doing?
Exactly. I mean, George he's just no good. I don't feel like he's a good guy. Let's talk about the lying because he lied in a few areas on this episode. First, it was the drinking thing. Like, oh, you know, we don't drink.
Right.
And then Ramon's like, oh yeah, I don't drink either. I just wanted to be festive.
Liar.
And the producers are so petty when they just throw it back and show him toasting.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
The producers
So
on the show are like legendary.
They're like, we don't care. This is
Yeah.
going to all come back in your face. You're going to see it later.
I love it.
I don't understand why he doesn't keep that in mind. I mean, you actually are filming this stuff, so she's going to see all the lies, and then it's like a child, you know, where a child lies and then they hold on to the lie and keep telling it. There's never any accountability.
Like I said before, he's similar to David. He'll say anything in the moment to like fix the problem, but then it's just going to come back to you and blow up 10 times more.
Exactly.
And she warned him.
She
She said,
did.
I need you to tell me right now because if I find out another way, my reaction's going to be worse.
And he's like, I'm going to go with this because it's not going to be worse.
But
Yes, it is.
They can play it back.
Roll the tape
Right.
back. And then so
He
we
is just
saw him lie again near the end, and it did get a bit explosive just because of her reaction to the thought that he had gone to see lawyers about getting a divorce, and he's still lying. And once again, the producers are rolling the B-roll. We see where you met with the lawyers and y'all talking about the divorce and the green card.
But I think too, in his head, he's like, I can get her back. Whatever I do, however way I can manipulate her, I still have that control of her and I can get her back. So, I mean, of course he's going to keep lying.
he needs
She's going to keep coming back.
That's true. I mean,
he is.
But Anfisa is like this strong woman. I feel like she just needs to walk away because she can.
She
might not want to, but she can.
That she presents herself to be stronger than she actually is. Because like I said, with that statement about it feels good to not be alone, like we know she got a cat. You know, we talked about that last week. So I do want her to just trust herself and her instincts because girl, it's just not going to be good.
It's just messy and it's going to get even messier.
I mean, I have so many questions that come out of their bad behavior. We'll wait until what would you do so we can play that game. But so from worst to worser, Nicole. I just stopped saying Nicole and asked
Nicole solo
because we still haven't seen him on the show yet. So I had, I struggled so much this week with Nicole because it was so real. She went through so many ranges of emotions. We meet her on the onset and she's packing to go to Morocco and she's made the decision to take May. And
oh my God.
So let's start there. I mean, just that chunk of it where we know she's committed to going out of the country and taking her daughter. What did you guys think when you saw Nicole and how she was with her mom?
I think she's not being honest with her mom. Like, she's not telling her about the tapes because she doesn't want to hear anything anybody else has to say, no matter what Nicole's going to do, what Nicole's wants to do. She's not doing what's best for her daughter. She's doing what's best for herself. And I think she's just... she can see the guy cheating in front of her and she will still stay with him.
And she won't. I mean, so I thought about that too. Just going into the cheating because we know in their past, Nicole has cheated as well. So he rolled the tape... or she found the recordings, and we'll play those later. Yes. But so she heard the recordings, and her reaction is just like to break down. She's so upset. I remember she said like, "My heart hurts," and I'm just thinking like, "Oh my God."
I felt for her.
Me too. Yeah. It's such a heartbreak is always going to be a painful experience for anybody to go through, and then for her, I feel like she just has this idea. She's been dealing with this man. Or not for 2 years. She's put all this money into like the idea of marrying this man. She's only hours away from getting on a plane and traveling across the country with your baby to marry him, to have to deal with this, like a tape coming up with you asking girls for kisses.
Yes. And I think we see how immature she really is when you see her bringing May around. I mean, to the airport, like she's, "Come on, May, hurry up, give your grandma a hug, tell her you love her." Like, and then when Asin called and she was rolling her bags, she was like, "Let's not do this right now." Like, she wanted to get on that plane without any hiccups.
Yeah.
she's bulldozing and get her way through that airport and to that plane.
Yeah. She has to get there. Before we got to the plane, we did get to see her, going out and shopping for her dress. And I felt bad for that too, because that's such a beautiful moment that everybody looks for and you plan in your head. And for her to be faced with this like panic attack and having all this anxiety, but I just felt like, girl, listen to yourself, listen to your body, listen to your intuition. This is not a good look. But
and she
didn't
bought
want to
that
tell her
dress.
Friend. Her mama bought her dress.
Yeah, and she didn't want to tell her friend either. She didn't tell anyone she was close with because she knew that they would try to stop her, and that's what she didn't want.
And she's just to the place now, and it's so sad where you get to a point in your relationship where you're finding ways to like be so secretive or tell lies because you know that it's wrong and it's something that you shouldn't be doing. So she books it to the airport, May and wedding dress in tow. Asin gives her a phone call like, "Where's my $200?" And she's like, let's talk about this later. You got to pay my mom back." I mean, she's just made so many sacrifices, giving up her apartment. When will she learn?
How does she not know he wants her for her
money?
Like, what other signs do you need to know? Or is it just, I feel like she has a super low self-esteem where it's like, well, this is the only guy. Well, I don't know if it's the only guy she's going to get because she's been with other guys. But I'm saying, like, this is who I want and this is who I'm going to have. And, like, I'm so...
I don't know. I just hate that it's going to be one of those things where something drastic, there's going to have to be a big blowout to happen before she's ever going to put herself in a position to get over it and to face the reality of the situation.
I think he's going to have to leave her.
He's not going to do that. As long as she got some money coming his way, he's good.
Right.
We know that much.
Then this is going to be going on for a while.
Well, enough about then. Let's move on to Another troubled partner. So we have Pedro and Chantel up
A
next.
mess.
So
these couples are getting messier and messier,
they
even
are.
from last season.
One good thing I can say about Pedro and Chantel, I was so happy that we can end this cabin fever. It was the last day of this trip.
Finally.
It feels like they've been on their trip forever.
Yeah.
So they're still going through their changes. I mean, I think the biggest issue or hiccup we had with them was the fact that he's booked his sister's flight and he didn't want to tell Chantel.
Right. And the ticket costs as much as furniture.
And he's never bought Chantel's ticket even when he was engaged to her.
Trash.
And he's paying for his sister's.
Yes.
So,
Which, is she really his sister?
exactly.
Because that little intimate conversation they had when he was in the gym was too much for me. Too much.
I agree. I mean, I agree. My spidey senses have been going off about Pedro now because he's doing the most. I wanted to hold out and hope that he's really like trying to do right by his wife or situation, but he's not. I hate that because on one hand we all root for the couples. It's nice to see a couple that's married going out and shopping for furniture. We're meet me at the local furniture store and do you like this? Yeah. And then he ruins it with the news that I'm booking my sister a flight. She'll be here for a few weeks. Surprise.
Right. And 2 weeks at that. 2 weeks.
I didn't even tell her.
It's not a good look. I am interested. I'm going to tell you right now. Y'all know I'm here for the drama and I'm here for the mess.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see when she gets
gets
here. I mean, there's a lot going on there, but they are, I feel, they do reality justice. You know,
Yeah, they do.
they're all about reality TV. They do such a good job with that. Anything else about Pedro and Chantel before we move on?
That's not his sister,
It's
and you don't
not.
tell your sister you miss her like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
was-
not that way.
We'll get into that a bit later.
It's a little much.
So next up we have David and Annie, but before we do, let's go ahead and hit them with some buzz news.
Yes, After Buzzers. Here at the network, we produce after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. And there is no network that works harder to serve television fans than us. But here we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Besides helping us a ton, here's what's in it for you. It caters specific content you already like directly to you. It brings you your favorite after shows so you don't have to seek them out. How much time does that save?
Yes. A lot of
So
time.
much time.
Such a convenience.
It does.
And it suggests content from other channels or podcasts that might interest you. Subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows we're sure you'll love. There's so many great shows on our YouTube channels. Since you're already tuned into our reality genre channel, you might be interested in Jersey Shore AfterBuzz,
Hey.
Jersey Shore After Show. I host that.
Thursdays,
Or
is that what you're
Thursday,
saying?
yeah, it's on Thursdays at 6 o'clock. You might also be interested in Total Bellas. That's another good one. So much drama in that one. And you guys also may be interested in Black Ink Crew Chicago. That's
Yes.
another big
Oh my
one.
A lot of drama with that one.
And remember, we have our channel. We have channels for other genres too. Please don't be shy about subscribing to them either. And if you're worried about pesky notifications, those are so annoying, huh? Don't be. They're optional. It's easy. Hit that subscribe button now for an even easier experience. And if you let us know that you did in the comments, we'll shout you out on air.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
Every single time.
Yes. Thanks for being the best fans. We promise to continue to do our best to serve you guys.
Yes,
Perfect.
Thank you.
So much drama at all these reality shows.
It's
Yeah,
so
it
good.
is.
I mean, you can't miss it. I love it.
Every
YouTube is a
show.
great option to get the drama. You can also head over to iTunes and you can search for 90 Day Fiance and give us 5 stars
Yes.
there
Yes,
as well.
yes.
But let's just go ahead and get back into the drama because we still have a couple couples left to unpack. So David and Annie, right? We have family time with Ashley again, all the grandkids. So they go for this outing and I could appreciate it. I thought it was a good gesture. I felt that David was taking responsibility for his family, trying to find ways to bring everybody together, but clearly Annie is not, having it.
Do you guys think it's too late for that?
I don't feel that it
is.
should be.
With
It
Annie,
shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Listen, Annie was trying to be nice to everyone at the very beginning, from jump. And then now y'all want to be nice? She's not having it. She don't care no more. It's done.
She doesn't. She is fed up, but I do feel better late than never. I mean, it was only last episode where we saw her interchanges with Jacob and, she gave him the bracelet and she was really inviting. So I think it's more the issue with Ashley and the damage that she's done to
Yeah.
Annie.
Jacob.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope that they can kind of get rid of that and let bygones be bygones.
Yeah.
Because even in this episode, Ashley's like, good seeing you. I feel
tried.
that everybody was making an effort, but like you said, Alex, Annie is fed up. She doesn't want to listen, and she's over it.
Yeah, and we saw that even with her interaction with David.
Oh,
but
for sure.
She's married to him too, and you also hopefully you're here to stay. I don't know about that, but hopefully you are. And
don't push her to the edge.
So you should try. And he's bringing all his grandkids around you. Like, she just sat in the corner with her phone.
I know. It could have
rude.
been such a nice experience. But, I mean, once you burn somebody, you burn them.
Yeah. Or unless there's some stuff edited out in the beginning.
We missed.
There could be.
There
but
could
they would have
be.
given us the drama.
Hopefully we can find it. So we get to see them do that. And then, I mean, there's no way that anybody could not feel that tension or could not see that Annie has reservations or issues. So David takes her to the side. They go somewhere and kind of talk about it. But that just gets to another explosive, conversation where Annie is just fed up. That's what I wanted to make mention of too. I guess it could be seeing him with his family and have this. She wants a family of her own, right? So we know Annie wants to have a baby, and David clearly doesn't.
And he needs to have a reverse vasectomy.
But I understand what he means. If they're not financially stable to, maintain with just the two of them, then how will they bring a kid into this world?
So do you think that that's his logic, or is he just saying that? I mean, we agree with that, but is he just saying that because he wants to deter her?
And maybe that's also because he even said, "Who wants to change babies?"
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, he's an old man, y'all. Yeah. He's got plenty of children.
But do you think he really helped out that much with the kids before?
Of course not. Are you kidding me? He's still a kid. He still acts like a child. So I mean, I feel that for Annie, maybe she needs to lighten her expectation. You knew that he had a vasectomy. He's older, and I feel that Annie is honest in her approach, right? She's pretty much to the point where don't keep BSing me.
Yeah,
like you made this promise, but I'm getting to the point where I don't believe you, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. And he still wants to talk about it and pacify it, like, oh, I'll do this for her because this is what she wants. But I think part of being responsible or adult or being responsible in a relationship is kind of taking notice of those things and noting that it shouldn't be where I do something because you want it or you do something because I want it. Yeah. That's not true compromise. That's more of how can we keep this going?
They should have talked about that in Thailand because he told her family he would give her a child and he told her that too. So that's why I understand why she feels the way she feels and she's not budging.
There's so many things.
I understand what you're saying too, but
And there's so many promises like the green card, like different things where she's probably just pissed off about and still like waiting on. And she's like, I give up. I don't even want to have any hope.
All of that packaged together. She's getting to the point where she needs to explode. We always see Annie be so nice and so considerate and so understanding. And I think that she's reaching her limits. And he even said that in one of his interviews. He's like, I wasn't expecting that from her. Right. You don't get a lot of what you're not expecting.
Right. That's really interesting too. Okay, not to go into like news and gossip, but he's been posting a lot about her lately, like pictures of her, of how he loves her and all this stuff.
Trying to get her to stay.
Exactly.
Oh.
So
we'll have to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get into another heartbreaking encounter.
Oh
I used to root for them so hard, you guys, and I no longer am a fan. Molly and Luis. It's over.
She's done.
I mean, it's over. There's no turning back. I really think that Molly finds herself most disappointed in the fact that he's not willing or interested in being a stepfather. She continues to talk about his need or her need for him to be more responsible and to step up and to help out, but he doesn't want to do that.
And he's acting like a child.
Yeah.
Locking yourself in a room. Come on, Luis.
He's being a douche. And that's what's really interesting is all these couples knew these issues going into it and they're still trying to change each other.
Yeah.
True. But she isn't at this point. She's kind of over it. She said, I just want him out of my house.
Yeah, I think she's like Annie, a little past Annie because she's completely done with this relationship. I think that was the last straw, just kind of seeing that. It got really explosive with those last couple of scenes with him being locked in the room and then playing the music, not talking to the producers, her breaking in. So,
and then it's also interesting because he was on the phone with someone and he told the person that he was on the phone with she has a boyfriend.
But don't you have a theory?
I have a theory.
Don't you say it.
Oh,
we might as well roll into news and gossip.
Okay.
All right, give us our news and gossip, please.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Okay, So before you get into that theory, let's go into Azan and Nicole. So we've got a little bit of the footage, like I had mentioned earlier, of Azan's conversations. If we could play just a couple of seconds of that, and then Stacey give us the tea.
Yeah, these are some of his conversations with other women.
Listen to him. I mean, he's just... He's messy. Well, that's good there. We can cut it. You did hear early on he was just talking about the fact like he wanted somebody to give him a kiss and all of this. Stacey, come fill us in.
So according to, I believe it's Keith Brooks, one of the YouTubers, 90 Day Fiance YouTubers, found out all this information, got all these tapes of Azan practically cheating on Nicole. There's proof.
Right.
I mean, how much more do you need to hear? And rumor has it, the reason why, from In Touch magazine, they actually posted an article that he didn't get his K1 visa because he overstayed his visa in somewhere else.
A country.
So that's why he didn't get it. But the reason why he stayed his over visa is because he's been doing this in other countries too. He's been trying to get at girls in Russia, supposedly. He's been trying to get at girls in, I think what was the other one? Korea, I believe. And the reason why he's been doing that is because he believes it's easier to come to the U.S. from those countries rather than going straight from Morocco.
He's such a mess. I mean, so looking at some of the pictures, we've got Nicole and Azan. So the first picture was Azan like sitting on that wall there. I thought that was so interesting. I mean, the fans of this show are amazing. So shout out to the 90 Day Fiance Savage Edition Facebook page.
They get so
and they
much
saw,
info.
if you look in the background of the picture, it's May and Nicole like overlooking the wall, and Azan, being the cheating, low down, trifling man that he is using this as a selfie and telling people that those are just tourists in the background. Like, come on. Are you kidding me?
And so he's a scammer. Supposedly, I don't know for a fact, but he's doing this to other women in other countries. It's just not Nicole.
I believe it all
Look
day.
at that next picture. I mean, he's a playboy. We know that from the beginning, but now I think because we haven't seen him on the show, it's like we know that you're doing your dirt. Right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, next picture is Nicole, so happy about the wedding dresses, even though we saw her break down her panic attack and how thrilled she is. It's just so
She's
unfortunate,
just going with the flow.
You guys. I don't think that she's ever going to get married.
No, he's not going to let it happen.
He can love May all day, but
he's just milking all these women for their money.
He is.
So sad.
So there were a couple pictures. You can just scroll through those one. That's fine. These are older.
Did we see that?
We've got Nicole and Azan. I mean, then we had them at Starbucks. I mean, so cutesy pictures for them, but enough is enough.
And I actually read this online too, that supposedly he used to work at a hotel and he was using his job as a way to get at foreign women.
Of course.
I believe it.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and move off of them and get into Chantel and Pedro.
Yes. So they had a little segment on TLC online. And they talked about, who made the first move. Clearly, if you go to the next picture, they don't know. So it says Chantel revealed that Pedro actually didn't waste time making the first move, and he kissed her almost immediately on sight. But they think otherwise. She said, "You kissed me when I got right off the plane." And I was like, "I don't even know this guy," Chantel said, laughing. He said, "No, you kissed me first, baby, okay?"
What wife is this?
If you guys don't, right. Do you have the wrong wife?
Right. They're such a mess.
They don't agree on anything. It's really annoying. And the fact that you don't agree on like that is just like, come on now. And then we're kind of quick segment for them.
Yeah.
She's still in nursing school, clearly. She said when trying to look cute but don't know what to wear when you're not in scrubs. Is she really at work all that much? Because from what I see on her Instagram, she's posing a lot.
It's just all talk.
She's at jewelry stores spending money that she doesn't have. She's on cruises. What school are you at?
What work are you doing?
Let me know.
I thought the next picture was interesting where we got to see
I saw this.
Pedro's mom. So she's the project manager at Servicios Legales DR.
She's living it up.
But she's living her best life. Y'all know Pedro's in all types of money, televisions, everything else. So go ahead, girl, and collect it. And
did we ever find her website?
No, we haven't.
We are still searching for that.
We're still searching for it. And then this one I thought was interesting. Of course, Pedro with his quote unquote sister. The fans are asking.
No,
that is not his sister.
That's what everybody's saying. They're like, this looks a little bit too personal. Now, don't get me wrong. I think because of the context of the show, we can take it as this is too close for comfort.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think a brother and a sister in that situation
with
is
his
like
shirt off
outlandish.
and her in like a bra, sports bra. No.
All right, well, let's go ahead, Stacey. Tell us about George and Anfisa.
Oh, Anfisa, she looks so cute in that picture.
Anfisa and George, oh my gosh, she is doing great. Look at how great she looks. They're still together.
Of course.
I mean, I don't know. Rumors still have it if has cheated on her in the past. If he does have a baby from someone else, there's still rumors going on about that.
Yeah.
But she must still be working out, clearly.
Yeah, she is working out.
She's
doing great, yeah.
The next couple of pictures are just nice, cutesy pictures. I think we may have seen this one already. I couldn't remember.
That was the last one, yeah.
Because we always deal with like so much news and gossip. So we've just had a couple of pictures of her IG, all of that.
Still doing her thing.
Before we move on, I do want to come back to what you were going to say. So enough with the pictures. We're about done with those. But in regards to your theory on Molly and Louise, what is it?
Yeah.
I think Molly is done because she's already met someone new. And from her Instagram, it looks like she's cozying up with some new fella.
Yeah.
So.
She is. We saw that last week, right?
Who knows?
Yeah, I think, and because, I mean, getting a divorce, you're not going to be, she's cut off emotionally.
Yeah.
She's not even crying in this last episode. She's not upset. And the old Molly we knew was like crying, upset.
Yeah.
Talking to her brother and her mom, venting to her daughters. Now she's just like.
But she's exhausted all of that. You know what I mean? Once you get through all of those conditions and stages, it's like, what else do I have? Nothing except for my breaking point.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? So without further ado, let's get into what do you think? Because I do have a few quick questions before we hit our predictions and then we're out of here. First up comes from Russ and Paul. Is Russ to blame? Yes or no?
Ask that? That's so hard.
Yes or no? Okay, Stacey's going with yes. I'm going with no. Why yes?
Don't provoke him. You already know who Juan is.
Yeah.
You need to work with him because he's crazy. So you're going to have to work with him and accept him for who he is.
Alex, why maybe?
I say maybe because I agree with both sides. Juan is going to go off regardless, but at the same time, he still shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. And I say no because I feel like ultimately Russ is still a respectable character. Yeah, he could have said it better or he could have left it out, but honestly, you can't feel that if he didn't do that, then things would just be happy-go-lucky with your best friend and your husband.
Yeah.
Next question I have kind of comes from Anfisa and George. Are you okay in a relationship with having separate friends? Don't think too long. Study long, study wrong. I'm going to say yes.
I think you should know
well,
any close friend.
Okay.
You should know.
Okay.
Yeah,
you should be
agree
introduced
100%.
to. Because what are you hiding if you're
Or
not
no.
choosing them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that too. I say, but I do say it's okay to have, I can have my own friends and you can have your own friends. I don't need to be a part of all your friendships. I don't need to necessarily know everybody. But like you guys say, if y'all are close, then I should know who they are. You know, I should never just be a random person that I don't know who
and
is
your
a part of your life.
family too.
Definitely.
Right, for sure. The family drama never ceases.
Yeah.
Next up with Nicole and Azan. Should Nicole be taking May with her to Morocco?
Girl, you know you're wrong.
No.
Girl. I just cannot.
I'm glad we're all in unison there, so we know that that's completely, I mean, it's just not a good look. She has so much to figure out on her own. Leave that baby out of it.
Please.
Put her needs before yours.
She's even giving her toys away over there.
And she don't even want to go.
That's sad, though. She was giving away her toys. I was like, come on.
It's so unfortunate. Next question, follow up. Can you believe that she's still going to Morocco? Did you expect her to still go, having gone to that? So Unison again.
Go on for like 10 years.
Agreed.
I'm telling you.
I don't put anything past her.
No.
Yeah, we know at this point that she wants what she wants, and what she wants is Azan.
Yeah.
All right, so moving right along. Does Pedro deserve an apology? Coming off the cabin trip, he was like he wants an apology, but does he actually deserve one?
No.
I'll go with you guys just to make it a thing. I'm going to say no, too. I was leaning towards maybe, but no. I mean, they both contribute to their own experiences, and it's not apology worthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Great. Enough said there. Has Luis really changed for the worse, or has Molly just not seen who he is this whole time? So I guess, has he changed for the worse is the question.
Yes.
He wasn't this bad at first.
You guys say yes. Stacey, why you say yes?
I say yes because he's like locking himself in another room. He's not even being open to talking to her about things anymore. He's not even trying. He's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say maybe only because I feel that the sum of who he is as a person was still there. She's had signs and experiences that she's seen from him, that her daughters have mentioned, that her family has mentioned. So I don't think he's completely changed into a new person. He's just gotten pretty lazy, and there's no more need to impress or to get in when I live here.
It hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
The jump from last episode to this one was major, though.
Yeah, it was a significant shift that we have to kind of find out exactly what happened. Hopefully we don't have to wait till the tell-all, but it seems like something was missing. And then the last question I did want to ask, definitely coming off of Louise and Molly and getting into that room, who do you guys think that he was on the phone with?
Probably another girl back home.
Okay, so you think it was a girl?
I think it might have been his brother because he mentioned that she has a
True.
boyfriend. So
Yeah.
maybe he was just like venting to them.
And he has a good relationship with his brother, so it could be. I did not know. I think that takes us down a whole nother like roller coaster ride. If she is entertaining other men, if she has another boo, a boyfriend, because she spends so much time away from home. And if that's the case, then we kind of have to backpedal our feelings on Louise.
Yeah. Definitely.
We don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on, but we can talk about what we think will happen. Let's get into predictions, please.
Predictions.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I don't know, you guys. I mean, so we saw the preview. There's a lot that I'm expecting to see next week. Where do you start us off, Stacey?
I think the Pedro Chantel thing is going to get crazy. I think Pedro's, of course, going to take his sister's side. His sister. I don't think it's his sister. I think it's his girlfriend or wife in the DR. I think Nicole's going to go no matter what. I think they're going to fight over there. I think it's going to be a mess. And I think he's not going to marry her.
Yeah.
He's not going to marry her. It's not going to happen.
Listen, just short and sweet. I do not think we're going to see Az in next episode.
But they showed
So do you
like
think she's going to turn back around?
There was a clip where we saw him kind of doing an interview situation. So I think that we'll see him in that light, but I don't know if it'll be in real time where she gets off the plane and he meets her with the kids.
Yeah, and then Juan, we already know that she's going to still be friends with him, but I really hope that they can figure it out. So I don't know.
I hope they can figure out. My biggest prediction next week is Russ and Juan, because we see in the preview Juan comes out and Russ is sitting there like, what's up? I want to see a fight. I want to see some blows thrown. Y'all, I'm here for the mess.
Yeah.
And then also I do think that the Molly and Louise situation, he's clearly going to get out the house. I think at this point, I think that he is going to call the police, and we may get to see a little bit more drama.
It gets physical.
It does get physical.
You already see that in the preview. Oh my goodness, we did not see the fight between Chantel's brother and Pedro. I'm still looking for that.
Yes. With the preview, it looked like it was in the house. It didn't look like it was in a cabin.
Okay.
So hopefully they're holding that out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's getting more physical.
It is, which is a little scary. I mean,
crazy.
tensions are continuing to rise. We definitely want to know what you guys think. So give us your predictions, your theories. You can hit us up in the comment section.
Yes.
You can also, like we said, head to iTunes and do it there. Or you can check us out on our socials. We'll meet back here Wednesday, of course, at 7 p.m. Yeah. You can follow me everywhere on social media at Keith_Andre. And don't forget, Sundays I host the Pose AfterBuzz panel, 8 p.m. live.
And you can follow me all over at Hey Alex Bowers.
And you guys can find me all over at Stacey Olivas, and I host Jersey Shore After Show on Thursdays tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Can't Beat Reality TV. That's our show. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Woo!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.